Kaira Omalaika, Kaira Petra, Kaira Ualariane, Kaira Yoel, Kaira Tepantes. Aha. Kalon. Okay. For you guys and those watching on YouTube, I'm going to start in English with some business, some practical stuff. So let me share my screen. We'll do that, and then we're going to do the normal stuff where we are speaking almost entirely Greek, but not just yet. Got to knock out this practical business here. Okay. Can you guys see the screen share? Is that working properly? Okay. So, in no particular order, let me just get to it. Last week, those of you watching on YouTube, this lesson's not online because it didn't record properly, so it's pretty much useless. But let me show you. If I just Google Atenas there, and it's a few down. It's just University of Victoria, as in Canada. Atenas de Greek exercises. I'll include a link, quick nice link in the description of this video. My personal opinion. Can you guys see this? Is it showing up? Okay. I never really use the grammar exercises because they're really cumbersome. You have to type on this like digital keyboard and with accents on. It's like the big thing here is vocabulary exercises. We did this last week as a warm up. Chapter 1: verbs, nouns and pronouns, adjectives, adverbs, conjunctions, particles, and prepositions. Just as a sample here, verbs. You guys still see this?
Right.
Yeah, you do a little matching thing. How do you say is?
Esteem.
Esteem. You drag it over, boom, and you just keep narrowing it down. It's it's not amazing, but it's helpful and it's free and it's online. So now you know. The link will be in the description. But this is one website that's very handy for a little bit of practice. Then the Vivarium Novum, the legendary immersion school in Italy that teaches Latin and Greek with full immersion, they have this great resources site. Click on Athenas de 1, Chapter 1. They always tend to have a little exercitia thing, which is very helpful, a little slideshow. And they'll have some pictures you can talk about. You can see here Hohalios, Todendron, yada yada. In fact, we're going to come back to this in a little bit for chapter 2, which we're starting today. Pictures of a field with rocks and people lifting rocks and people driving bulls and vocab that's in the damn chapter. So those are two things. Now, when it comes to navigating my audio files, what order you should put them in, let me show you my own playlist. Can you guys still see?
Right.
It's not lagging? Okay. So, the only files that have super clear, like 00 number, files, those are the quick reads. Those are just full natural speed audiobook. So you have the 001, Athenas the 1, Hodikeopolis Alpha. 002, Hodikeopolis Beta, blah, blah, blah. I labeled those so that they're real easy if you just wanted to only have the quick reads. But look at the order I put this in. So the thing you want to have first when you make your playlist out of the Google Drive is if it says lesson, which means lesson version, if it says lesson, that's always first. If you're going to do this in the most crafty way. Look how long this is 20 minutes and 16 seconds. My quick read straight through is 1 minute and 29 seconds. So this one's 20 times longer. That's because I circled, so to speak, every word I could. I paraphrase a little. I ask questions. I just really try to stretch it out, stretch the vocab density load big time. Um, so I always arrange this as lesson version, then the quick one, lesson version, then the quick one, yada yada, and then when it's time for melatemata, which is Greek for exercises, I put those after, and those are the ones where like I kind of leave you blanks orally. It's especially useful if you keep the PDF open of the exercises and just listen while you look at it. That's really what this was intended for, as an oral answer key to the exercises. Melatemata 2 always means the second book, the second exercise book. I'm happy to show you those a little bit more later. Um, Not until chapter 4, not until things get hard, do I do this other thing called the slow read version, which is in between the quick audiobook and the long lesson. Slow read means I read every sentence twice, slowly, but I don't circle, I don't ask questions, I don't gloss anything, I just read the text slowly and twice per sentence. That's all. And then that sort of belongs in between the lesson version with all the questions and the quick audiobook version. So that's kind of the logic behind this. Is this book uses too much vocab per chapter, especially starting in chapter 4. So how do I stretch it out and and fix that density problem? So if you just kind of look at this later, you can see like what order I put these in. I took pictures of this playlist so I can send them to you if this is not good enough. But there you have it. Any questions right so far? Okay, I can't see you, so I'm guessing that's a no. All right.
Wait, no, I do have a question.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
um, for the Militemata, what PDF should we have open? I listened to a couple of those where you have the verbal or oral blanks where you say, but it was hard for me to visualize everything and see where the blanks were.
Wonderful.
So I didn't know PDF.
Thank you for asking. So, okay. This file right here that we're going to use in a minute, Athenas de 1, Melatemata chapters 1 to 3. You'll see here how it says, Dopo la prima lettura, linee, whatever this is, 1 through 16. I don't know Italian. This first one breaks the chapter into pieces, kind of like Familia Romana Lectiones, right? The second exercise book, whose original title has the word esercizi in it, that one is holistic. You can't even start it until you've done the whole chapter. And that one's way cooler, in fact. I don't even know if I had a PDF for the first chapter. It's not that important because it's so easy. But I know starting with chapter 2, I have PDFs. So this one right here, if you can recognize this, is the first one to do. But my files that say Melatemata 2, that refers to the other book, which has more robust and more awesome exercises. I'll show it to you when we get to it. Well, actually, sorry. For clarity, let me show you right now what the other one looks like. Let's see,
Are all of these PDFs in our super duper file that you gave us?
Yes, they're in the Google Drive folder that I sent you. Where does this one start? Shoot. Sometimes I might have accidentally labeled some of them as exercises instead of Melatemata. That's the problem. Melatemas the exercises. I gotta do a better job making these crystal clear. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, this one's called Athena's the Book 1 Extra Exercises Chapter 2. My bad. Okay. So the second awesome one is called Extra Exercises Chapter 2. And I actually hand wrote English on the ones that I do, because my this was originally for my high school students. They don't know Italian, so this is not helpful to them. And I didn't do all of them. Some of them I find too awkward to do by audio, but most of them I would do. So insert where appropriate a me, a or st. I am, you are, he, she, it is, and then translate. So I put handwritten directions on the Italian. This one's more hardcore. Can you guys still see this?
Right.
If I have a star next to it, that means I use it. If I have an X on it, that means I thought I don't like this one. I don't want to use it. X star. Here we go. Put the correct accent on. X. I don't like this one. X. I don't like this one. Star. Find the right phrase that fits the one thingy on the left. Okay, boom. So yeah, if you listen to the audio while having this open, you'll notice that I skip some, but it's indicated on the page, right? X means I didn't do it. Especially if it's translate from Italian to Greek. I don't know Italian, so I didn't do that one. So there you have it. Does that answer your question?
So I had one other question about
Go ahead.
the Vivarium Novum site where you can go by chapter and their images of Helios, etc. When you use those, do you pose a question to start to get people to think about how to describe the picture?
You'll see, because I'm going to use them, and I'm going to use them.
Oh, okay.
There you go. So I'll answer that in a little bit.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else before I try to speak Greek for a bit? Okay. All right. Kalos. Noon. Go. Presumably everyone's read the first chapter, hopefully. So, okay. Ho Dikaopolis autorgum estin. Tis bullatai. Who wants? Tis bullatai legain. Yoel. Antibulo.
Odikeopolis autorgos estin.
Autorgos. Uk autorgon. Neuter. Ude autorga. Autorgos estin. Kalos. Blank autorgos iscur estin. Tis bullatai. Who wants? More like it.
Ho autorgos iskuros estin.
Kalos. Orthos lege. What's that mean? Who knows orthos leges?
Correctly. Straightly.
Orthodontist, right? Orthodontist. Straighten your teeth. Orthos leges. You are speaking correctly. Orthos leges. Kalos. Ho autorgos, the farmer. Ho autorgos iscuros estin. Hosper Arnold. Yeah! Kai Samson. Kai Heracles. Ho autorgos iscuros estin. Kalos. Ho agun mikron estin. Uelerianef.
Ho argos mikros estin.
Kalos. Ho agros mikros. Oh, by the way, if any of these sentences you can't follow, you forget what they mean, ask. Ask. Raise your hand. Ask what. Tisa mine. Don't be shy. Kalos. Ho agros mikros estin. Tetara. For tetara. Blank ponos macron estin. Oh, Petra?
Ho ponos macros estin.
Kalos. Labor longos est. Magnus est. Kalos. Ho ponos macros estin. Pente. Ho autorgos pon.
Auturgos pone.
Pone. Kalos. Pone. Hex. Not curse, but hex. Ho clar parech sit. Yoel.
Ocleiron pareches niton.
Ho claros pareche
Ocleiros.
titon.
Yeah.
Ho claros. Hogar claros esti arsenicon masculinum. Arsenicon. Genos. Ho claros pareche titon. Pareche. Pareche titon. Citos. Cheerios. Esticitos. Wheaties. Michael Jordan. Wheaties. Esticitos. Hepta. Hepta. Ho clar mi estin. Allah kal Malika.
Ho kleros mikros estin ala kalos.
Oh. Mikros estin Allah kalos. Kalos. Orthos leges. Octo. Octo. Blank dicopolis georgum ton agrum. Ualerian lega antibolo.
Ho dikaiopolos George tonagron.
Kalos, kalos. Ho dicopolis george. George ton agron. Ho agros. Star of the sentence, subject. Ton agron. Accusative, direct object. Ton agron. Kalos. O Petra. Ho autor pil cal clad difficult calapon.
Autorgos pilei.
Ton.
Ton. Ton calon.
Kalos. Orthos leges. Orthos leges. Ho autorgos. Star of the sentence. Pile. Verb. Pile. Ton. Ton. Calon. Claron. Or claron. This is my symbol for direct object. This is my symbol for star of the sentence, subject or predicate, and this is present tense verb. Imperfect verb, past verb, future verb, but right now, present tense verb. I'll use those a lot. Okay, deca. Yoel. Upol sit ala hikan pareke
Upolun sidon ala canon pareche hocleiros.
Kalos, orthos leges. Upolun siton ala hikanon pareche ho kleros. Star, ho kleros. Subject at the end of the sentence. Ho kleros. Kalos. Alright. This one's more comprehension than grammar. Those of you who know the exercise book for Familia Romana will notice this. It's a very common one there. Okay. Word bank here. Hodikopolis. Uk entais Athenais. Allah entois agrois. Yoel.
Odicaiopolis ucentais Athenais oikei alla entois agrois.
Kalista. Orthos leges. Hodikopolis ukentais Athenais oike Allah entois agrois. Omolaika. Lega antibula. Hodikopolis blank estin oikei gar in tois agrois.
Ho Dikaiopolis autorgos esti? Oikei gar in tois agrois.
Los. Kai ti anglisti semaine autorgos.
Autorgos semaine anglisti independent farmer.
Right. Yeah. Parenthesis. Independent farmer. Tu esti Georgos. Georgos esti farmer. Autorgos independent farmer. Kalos. Oh, Valeriana. Tria. Ho autorgos blank tonagron. Kai in tois agrois blank. Semicolon. Blank estin hoponos. Allah ho anthropos blank estin. Oof.
Ho autorgos George ton agron kai en tois agrois pone macros estin hoponos ala ho anthropos iskuros estin.
Kalista. Orthos leges. Kalos. Ho autorgos. George tonagron. Kai en tois agrois pone macros estin hoponos ala ho anthropos iskuros estin. Kalos. Tetara. Chalapos estin ho blank. Al ho is Allah ho. Anthropos blank. Eleuteros. Godestin. Petra?
Kalapos estin o macros?
Post legatai Hellenisti life.
Life. Ikanos? No, it's the... Which one's difficult?
Well, wait. Chalapos, so difficult is the life. Chalapos estin ho life.
Oh, bios. is life.
Bios, right? Biology, Chalapos estin ho bios. Allah ho anthropos. Yay!
Kalos.
Post legatai rejoices, is happy.
Kalos, I think.
Kalos estin beautiful, noble.
Kleros?
Kaire. So he, she, or it is happy. He, she, or it rejoices. Kaire.
That's a verb. I was thinking I was looking for an
Yeah.
adjective.
Okay. So difficult is the life, but the man rejoices. The man is happy. Post legatai.
The whole thing?
Just that phrase. But the man is happy.
Allo anthropos kaire.
Kaire. Why? Diati. Eleuteros. Godestin. Tisa mine, for anyone. Tisa mine eleuteros.
Free.
Free. Doulos. Doulos. Slave. Allah. Eleuteros. Right? Because monon, he's not only. Monon georgos. Allah kai autorgos. So just the georgos eleuteros. Kalos. Oh, Yuel. Penta. Ho blank parekhe blank polun al.
sorry. O kleros parehe siton upolyn alhikanon.
Ahí está, orthos leges. Hocleros, McDonaldo y claros estin, elga, yo. Hocleros, parehe, siton, upolyn la hikanon. Tisamane anglisti hikanon.
Enough.
Enough.
Sufficient.
Enough, sufficient, satisfactory. Nominativo, accusativo. I feel insensitive. So I won't introduce the grammar terms today, although I will teach them to you soon. But let me use my sign language. I stole these from a friend who's an amazing teacher. She uses sign language to teach grammar structures. Joel knows her, Anna Andresian. Star, nominative. Star of the sentence. Now, subject or predicate. Accusative is this, right? Receiving action. Like that. So, let's use men dat clauses on the one hand, on the other. Ho men bios ton de bion. Hosper horomaisti vitam. Right? Ho men bios ton men bion. Ton de autorgon.
Omen autorgos, ton de autorgon.
Hey, kalas, orthos, leges. Su e grammaticos. Su e sopos. Su e didaskalos grammaticos. Ho men mikros. Ton de mikron. Ho men eleuteros, free. Ton de eleuteron. Oh. Tone. So, accusative. Tone. Nominative. Ho. Ho dikeopolis. Ho agros. Ho kleros. Tone kleron. Tone ponon. Blah, blah, blah. Ooh. Ton de polyn.
Homen polus, ton de polun.
Ho men polus ton de polyn. Orthos leges. Ho men claros McDonaldoi claros estin. Euge, yo. Ho men claros ton de claron. Plus. Hodikeopolis pon kai skap agron. Malaika.
En to agro, hodikaiopolis pone, kai skapte ton agron.
Orthos leges. Oh. Sorry, another English pop-up grammar. Petra. I'm guessing you've noticed this already, but just to be absolutely clear. She just said in to agro. You would hear me say in toi agroi. She's not wrong, and I'm not wrong. They're both correct. Just different models. You notice that the iota is a subscript. It's tiny underneath. So, not surprisingly, at a particular period in time, they stopped pronouncing it. But at an earlier, they did. So, when I say in toi agroi, that's not wrong. And if someone like Malika says in to agro, that's also not wrong. And I don't force my pronunciation on anybody because as long as people are being internally consistent with whatever they've adopted, I'll be a stickler about that. But as long as they're internally consistent, I don't enforce pronunciation on anybody. That's silly. I'm not a nut job. Well, I am a nut job, but not for that reason. Okay. In toi agroi hodikopolis pone kai skapte tonagron. All right. Let's not do all these. You got audio for these. We're gonna skip. Actually, let's leave it at that. Noon. Ooh, Kepalion to Deltaron, chapter 2. Kepalion to Deltaron. Oh, oops, sorry. One. Alright. Yikes. Oh, Matetai. Oh, students. Oh, Piloi. TSD Tuto. TSD Tuto.
Okleros esti.
O Kleros. Eho
Agros.
Agros. Tai. Holy smokes. Tai. Poloi. Litoi. Lithograph. Like stones. Poloi. Litoi. Asin in toia groi. That's very Greek. Ugh. Litoi. In taute te ekoni, in this picture, in taute te ekoni, hodikopolis aire, tisamine anglisti aire,
Lifts.
he lifts up. It's like toilet in Latin. Aire liton. Pone. Oh, pone. Litos. Poloi litoi. Isin. So hodikopolis aire liton. Zdoion, right? Tisamane zdoion. Animal. Bus kai bus. To just the duo boas. Kai ho autorgos ho McDonald. Right? Ho autorgos elaune tus bus. Accusative plural. Tus bus. Elaune tus bus. Kai TSD tuto to organon, tuto to instrument. Kaletai Hellenisti zdugon, yoke, zdugon. Kai tuto to organon, instrumentum. Kaletai arotron. Das die plow. Anglisti plow. Arotron. Okay. Let's see. The caption on the far left here. Ho men dikeopolis elaune to ton boon moo ho de doulos ho de slave ho de doulos pere to arotron. So ho doulos pere to arotron. Tisamane anglisti arotron. Plow. And tisamane pere.
Brings.
Brings, carries, bears. Hosper Romaisti, Ferro Ferretuli Latros. It's cognates, European. Pere. Ho Dedicaopolis, Alaune, Tus Bus. Or, sorry, Ton Bun. Ton Bun. Okay. Ho Dicaopolis, Ek Baine, Ek Tu Oiku. So, Ho Oikos, well, Ho Oikos Estituto. Ho Oikos. Ek Baine, Tisamane Ek Baine. Ek Baine Esti, Ek Badizde. Baine, Badizde. Badizde, Baine. To alto. Synonyma. Synonyma. Baine, Badizde. To alto. The same. Ek Baine, Ek tu Oiku. Kalos? Hoxantias, see, doulos, the slave. Hoxantias cateude. Pontes, Pontes. Cateudete. Kalos. Cateudete bradeos. Cateudete geloios. Cateudete spudaios. Hosper Cato. Kalos.
Trick question. Kato never slept.
Katon. Okay. Okay. Hoxantias alpha. Hoxantias meros proton. Malaika. Antiboloa. Anagnoti. Antiboloa. Ton proton logon.
Ho Dicaopolis, Ek Baine, Ek Tu Oiku, Kai Kale, Ton Xanthian.
So ek baine ek tuoiku. Hey, kale tong santion. O xantia. Kale. Kalos. OUL. Antibolo. Anagnoti. Ton deltaron logon.
Oxantias doulos estin, iskyros men anthropos, agrosde,
Argosta.
argoste ugartone, emen parestin ho Dicaopolis, me parestin ho Dicaopolis.
Kalos. Kain so yeko.
Okay. Iskyros min anthropos, argoste. Okay.
Hoxantias, that is Blondie. He's obviously from the Balkans. He's Eastern European. Blondie, Dulosistine. Iskyros men anthropos. Argoste. Okay. Argos is a new word. Argos, semine, upile. Upile ton ponon. Ubulatai doesn't want. Ubulatai pone. Me. Argos. Ugar pone. Tisamane gar. Post positive gar.
What?
Um.
Or no, because.
Yeah. For, since, because. Esti to alto kai Roma esti enem. Enem Roma esti. Because upone. E me. if not, unless, parestin hodikopolis. Okay, estin, you guys know estin, is. Parestin, ego paremi. Molaika parestin. Petros parestin. Tad, Justukos, Tad Cornell, u parestin. Tad apestin. U parestin. Amen. Unless parestin hodikopolis, hodulos u pone. Tipoye, what's he doing? Tipoye. Nunde kateude intoi oikoi. Ho un, therefore, ho un dikopolis. Kale auton, kai lege el tadeuro. Roma is D. Oops, sorry. Where'd it go? El tadeuro. Let's see. Weni hook. El tadeuro. O xantia. Diati. Why? Diati cateudes. Me huto argos isti alla speude. Alright, no. We've actually hit the debrief time. Quick English questions. El Tedeuro. So what's Deuro, first of all, for those of you who know or figured it out?
To here?
Over here. Yeah, directional here. Not locative here, but like hook in Latin. Over this way, this direction. El te.
English
Hither, that's right, hither. In older English. El te. If you had to guess, going back to that old stuff about aspects, which don't feel bad if you don't remember. I was going to stretch it out over weeks and weeks to hammer it home. If you had to guess, el te, is that a present imperative or an aorist imperative?
Aorist.
Right. How often in real life do you mean to say, be in the process of coming over here? Right? At some point I looked it up on TLG. Erhu, the present, is like, it's barely ever used. Elte, there's thousands of them. Because you always mean get here. Like, to hell with the process, get here. El Tedeuro. So even this book, which fudges this stuff a little bit, as you'll see later, it can't bring itself to be so wrong as to use a present imperative that's barely non-existent, right? So thank God they used El Tedeuro, which is very, very extant in text database searches. So come here, Xanthias. Why are you sleeping? Don't be so lazy, but hurry. Easter egg factoid. The famous Latin expression festina lente, some of you might already know. It's actually from Plutarch's Life of Augustus, which is written in Greek, of course. So festina lente is a translation. The original is speude bradeos. Speude bradeos. Make haste slowly.
And huto is
Thus. It's like seek or ita.
Yeah.
So hutos with an omicron is like hic. It's this masculine. Hutos with omega is thisly. It's seek or ita. Hoc modo. Kalos. Okay, random questions. Does anyone have random questions in the last few minutes?
I have a couple of random questions.
Huh?
Is logos sententia?
Ah,
Like a sentence?
good grief. Christoph Rico, who knows better than anyone, it took him forever to answer this. Yeah, if we have to pick something simple for sentence, logos is pretty good. But as you know, logos is the most complicated word in the whole language. It's like a rich tapestry of a word. But yeah, you can get away with simply saying hologos for a sentence. Because haphrasis really is a phrase. In Latin, it's different. Enunciatum is phrase or sentence, so you can say enunciatum and you're fine. Phrases, you're kind of stretching it, but logos, it works. Why not?
But when we go through the exercises and you're giving us the numbers, do you choose then a masculine for the first three numbers? If you want to call it a number to students?
I can't remember what I did in those recordings because that was a couple years ago.
What would you?
Like if you were thinking of it.
You know, it's a good question. I mean, if the word that's hupakuatai, that's underheard, that's implied, is logos, then yes, I use masculine. If I'm thinking of it subconsciously as the word question, well, that technically should be neuter. Or if I'm thinking of it as answer, that's feminine. So, good grief. So I guess you could kind of justify at least more than one of those. But I can't remember. I think I erred on the side of the neuter. I think, but I haven't listened recently.
What would the Greek word for question be? It's not coming to my mind.
Erotema. And by the way, if you want to say I have a question, it's technically a barbarism to say erotema echo. Word for word, I have a question. I learned this from Christoph. Erotema echo is not extant. I've done the word search. It doesn't exist. What you do say is a cognate accusative. Erotema eroto. I'm asking a question. I have a question to be asked. Erotema eroto. I can type that in the Google Doc later. But yeah, if you want to be squeaky clean, super nerd about it, and you raise your hand, yeah, don't say echo. I have echo erotema. Say erotema eroto. I'm asking a question. Other random stuff.
Sorry. If other people have questions,
No, please go ahead.
It's okay, Lisa Simpson. Go ahead.
No.
That's a compliment.
When you did the pictures, you asked what is in Tituto Esteem in the pictures, but I missed that too. What?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm glad you asked. I was gonna do that well with certain questions, and then I looked at the clock and I thought, oh shoot, I really want to start the first few sentences of this chapter. I really, really want to during this video. So I pulled the plug on doing the pictures like I normally would do, normatively. So if you want me to model that in a future class, I'll do it next week if you want. If you want to see like how I would use pictures more slowly and less rushed, more than happy to do so. But tonight is not a good example. I did not set a good example of that at all. I was being really quick, just basically shake hands with the new word and move on, which is not actually what I recommend. I just really, really wanted to get to some text before we were done, so I wouldn't disappoint anyone. But that's a great question. How do you use pictures? I can send you.
Well, how do you actually ask the question? What is in this picture?
Oh, you're asking literally
picture?
What's that sentence in
Yes.
Greek? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I thought you were asking this more meta question about how do you do a good lesson on how to ask about pictures. I'm sorry. TSE. Okay. In the phrase "in this picture," in this image is en tautai te ekoni. So he ekon tes ekonos. Third declension feminine ekon picture. It's like in Latin, quid est in hac imagine. In Greek, we say TSD in tautai ekoni. I'm happy to spell that out later in the doc. In tautai te ekoni. In this image. So I misunderstand your questions all the time. It's funny, and I give these like stupid long answers That's not what you were looking for. You can laugh at me. All of you can laugh at me all you want. It's fine.
I may not be asking them very clearly. So.
No. Let's blame me. Let's blame me. It's fine. Okay. Hopefully this recorded well. That was useful stuff. I'll update the docs. So read over chapter 2. There's probably, I think there is a difference between the Italian and UK editions at this point. Starting from chapter 2 onward, there's more reading in the Italian. But for now, especially if you're an absolute beginner, start with the English, because it's just easier. Start with the English one, then read it again in the Italian. Start putting that, if you haven't already, put that playlist together with the audio files and listen. And await further instructions otherwise. Call's about to end. Kalista. Eroso.